Welcome back to the channel, bringing you the latest news from around the world. The factory floor buzzes with activity, a symphony of mechanical precision as John Deere's iconic green and yellow tractors gradually come to life on the assembly line. Each component, meticulously placed, contributes to the creation of these agricultural giants. These tractors are destined for America's vast Midwest, where they will become indispensable tools for farmers tending to their land. They symbolize the heartland, the backbone of American agriculture. But outside the factory walls, a different kind of tension is beginning to brew. A storm of uncertainty gathers on the horizon. Heated political debates and the looming specter of trade wars cast a long shadow, threatening not only these powerful machines but also the very company that builds them, John Deere. The stakes are incredibly high. Inside a John Deere boardroom, high-level executives are locked in intense discussions, grappling with tough questions and difficult choices. The weight of responsibility is palpable. The central question looms large. How will President Trump's proposed tariffs reshape their intricate global supply chains and ultimately impact the company's bottom line? The financial implications are significant. The company, which has been meticulously built on a foundation of international networks and partnerships, now finds itself facing a strong political push for protectionism, a movement that could potentially upend decades of carefully crafted strategy and established global operations. Every single decision, whether to absorb the rising costs, strategically shift production to different locations, or mount a vigorous fight back against the tariffs, carries significant weight and has far-reaching consequences for the dedicated workers, the concerned shareholders, and most importantly, the hard-working farmers who depend so heavily on Deere's reliable equipment to cultivate their land and feed the nation. The stage is now set for a high-stakes confrontation, a pivotal moment that could potentially redefine the landscape of American manufacturing and the future of agriculture itself. Trump's tariff plan is bold, a sweeping proposal that could fundamentally alter the landscape of international trade. It's a high-stakes gamble, a calculated risk with potentially massive rewards or devastating consequences. The core idea is simple: tax imports to boost American-made goods. The intention is to incentivize companies to bring manufacturing back to the United States, creating jobs and strengthening the domestic economy. It's a return to protectionist policies, a strategy aimed at shielding American industries from foreign competition. He's floated a 10% tariff on all imports, a baseline that would affect virtually every product entering the country. This blanket tariff is designed to be a broad incentive, encouraging companies to reconsider their reliance on foreign suppliers. And he's proposed tariffs of up to 100% on vehicles from outside the U.S., a targeted measure aimed at the automotive industry, one of the cornerstones of the American economy. This includes those assembled in Mexico, a key manufacturing hub for many American companies, including John Deere. The implications for companies with significant operations south of the border are substantial. John Deere, with its global supply chain, a complex network of suppliers and manufacturers spanning multiple countries, and factories in Mexico, where it produces a significant portion of its agricultural equipment, is directly in the crosshairs. These tariffs pose a direct and immediate threat to their established business practices. A combine built in Mexico, a product designed and engineered for the American market, could double in price overnight, rendering it unaffordable for many American farmers. This drastic price increase would make it unsellable in the U.S., effectively shutting down a significant portion of their market. For Deere, this isn't just a cost hike. It's a fundamental challenge to their operational structure. It's a threat to its entire business model, forcing them to reevaluate their global strategy and make difficult choices about the future of their manufacturing operations. It's forcing a choice between expensive relocation, a massive undertaking with significant logistical challenges, or devastating penalties, the financial repercussions of maintaining their current production setup. Moving production is slow and costly, requiring significant investment in new facilities and infrastructure. But the alternative could cripple the company's competitiveness, leaving them unable to compete with rivals who have adapted to the new tariff landscape. The stakes are high survival in a world where every tariff reshapes the rules, a constant game of adaptation and strategic maneuvering in an increasingly uncertain global economy. The financial hit from tariffs is immediate. Deere has already lost hundreds of millions to past trade disputes. New tariffs would squeeze profits further, forcing the company to overhaul its supply chain and hunt for new tariff-free suppliers. This shift is costly and risky, but necessary for survival. Ultimately, these costs land on the American farmer as Deere raises prices to offset higher expenses. A tractor could suddenly cost tens of thousands more, pushing farmers to delay purchases or take on more debt. Deere's leadership now faces a complex puzzle: absorb costs, move production, or risk losing market share. The company's future, and that of its customers, hangs in the balance. John Deere, a name synonymous with American agriculture and manufacturing, employs tens of thousands of people. These are not just any jobs, they are the backbone of many communities. Their vast network of factories and facilities stretches across the Midwest, a testament to their deep roots in the region. These plants are more than just workplaces. They are vital, anchoring communities with stable, skilled jobs that support families and local economies. The presence of a John Deere plant often defines the character of a town. However, the landscape is shifting. Trade tensions, fueled by global economic policies and rising costs of raw materials and production, have created a challenging environment, leading to layoffs in U.S. plants and raising concerns about the future of American manufacturing. Simultaneously, investment and jobs are shifting to Mexico, where labor costs are lower and trade agreements offer certain advantages. This shift raises questions about long-term strategies. Trump's tariffs, implemented with the aim to reverse this trend and bring manufacturing back to the U.S., are a bold attempt to reshape global trade. But the reality is far more complicated than simple solutions. Moving production back to American soil could potentially create some U.S. jobs, offering a glimmer of hope for those affected by recent downturns. However, this comes at a high cost, requiring significant investment in infrastructure and potentially causing disruption to existing supply chains. If tariffs ultimately make U.S. production uncompetitive on a global scale, hindering their ability to compete, Deere, in response, might be forced to shift even more jobs abroad, particularly to cater to non-U.S. markets and maintain profitability. American workers are caught squarely in the middle of this complex equation, their livelihoods hanging in the balance. They are facing uncertainty about their future, unsure of what the next policy change or corporate decision might bring. This is a situation where global strategy collides head-on with political pressure, creating a volatile and unpredictable environment. The future of these jobs, and the communities that depend on them, ultimately depends on how Deere, and indeed the entire country, responds strategically and effectively to the ever-evolving new trade landscape, navigating the challenges and seizing the opportunities that lie ahead. Tariffs don't just hit factories, they hit farmers hard. Higher equipment prices force farmers to delay upgrades or take on more debt, while foreign retaliation slashes crop prices. The result: squeezed margins and mounting financial stress, especially for family farms. As Deere adapts its production, equipment choices and prices shift, sometimes reducing competition and raising costs further. Uncertainty about trade and prices makes it harder for farmers to plan, invest, or survive. The ripple effect of tariffs turns every season into a gamble. The fate of American agriculture is now tied to decisions made in boardrooms and Washington. John Deere's answer to these challenges is innovation. Autonomous tractors, precision ag, and data-driven tools. The company bets that smarter technology will keep farmers investing even as costs rise. But balancing global supply chains with political realities is a delicate act. Tariffs could force costly restructuring, raising prices and reducing U.S. competitiveness. Farmers must adapt to volatile markets and pricier equipment, pushing efficiency to the limit. The future of American farming will be shaped by the interplay of technology, policy, and global markets. For now, the green tractor remains a symbol, caught between a high-tech future and the unpredictable politics of today.